Thank you, bro. But you all are just very blessed people. I mean, look at this environment you got. I mean, the building you walked into, the people around here. There's just a lot of good stuff here. What are y'all in the top 20 companies, top 50 companies in America, transportation-wise? I just want y'all to just kind of marinate in that for a minute. Because I'm blessed to be here. I'm thankful to be here, to have an opportunity to speak with you all. Everything that I'm going to share with you all, someone has shared it with you already. What's one thing that I can get out of here in the next 4 hours or the whole time here that can change my life, my family's life, my team's life, and the company, and we can reach these company goals? See, I've got a card. One thing for GT this year is promote. Don't worry about if I can or can't. Worry about where am I going today? Am I better today than I was yesterday? Creativity happens when you're free to think. As one of my mentors said, you're not going to get it all done. He said the toughest thing that you're going to do every day, Greg, is figure out what you're not going to get done. Then you got to figure out what you're going to get done. You got to find one thing, 2 or 3, that impacts your customer, your teammate, and making money. Since we're trying to catch one thing, I got a little net here. We're going to catch everybody's thoughts. You are the most important person in your family and on your team. Until they see you with a growth mindset, until they see you getting better, until they see you admitting your mistakes and saying, hey, teach me how to be better, they can't grow. You can begin today and focus on the end. But what do you want the end to look like? But today, you're the author of your book. Write a story. So when pandemonium's going on, you got to make sure you got the right perspective. Don't even start until you get the right perspective. Every time you have a meeting, what's the first thing you should do at the beginning of that meeting? Celebrate wins. Did this happen to me or for me? When you say, why me? Instead say, why not me? What did I do to create the problem? Take ownership in it. What is the lesson here to help me reach my destiny? I got a mess, I'm going to make it a message. I got a test, I'm going to turn it into a testimony. If you got a problem, if you got game, you might make the Hall of Fame. But if you have no game, you might make a lot of shame. GAME, gather information, analyze information, make a plan, and execute. So the question is, what do your people think about you when something goes wrong? Does the ground start shaking? Walls start shaking? Or do we just get more relentless? The dedicated SBU is going to get more relentless. When something bad happens, it's bad, right? Then you have this emotion. That emotion's okay. Because I used to tell my sons, don't be afraid. They're little. Sure, they're afraid, but I tell them not to be afraid until I understood the word courage. Courage is the resistance of fear, not the absence of fear. That's what we do as humans. We're afraid. But let's have courage. Everybody needs to start running from people, and leaders need to start running to them. Because we know with effort, we're going to build a relationship, and we're going to get them to become fixed mindset into a growth mindset, and they're going to have to be grateful for their job. Then they're going to be free to think. Then they're going to have all kinds of creativity going in their head to be a better driver. Remember what we're here for. We're here to get those goals. And that one thing, they were asking Coach Shanahan, 49ers coach, how did you create this culture? How did you get all these people working together in such a short period of time? He just said, I don't know if I was really thinking about it. I just hired good people. Then we give them the right thing to do. Then we all just started working together. Going the extra mile develops maturity. Because maturity knows no age. Everybody know who John Maxwell is? He says, every person I meet, they have a 10 on their head. Every driver that you all hire, do you have a 10 on their head? Or do you already have a preconceived notion of what they're going to do and act like? Because if you're not giving that person a 10, guess what he feels? Guess what he feels or she feels? I'm not respected. You think they're going to go the extra mile for you? Because when people see, know, and feel that you respect them as a person, not as a driver, not as a billing associate, not as a dispatcher, not as a planner, not as a leader, not as a director, not as a VP. They see you as a person. You put a 10 on their head, then you let them tell you what to do after that. So what's one thing that you're thinking about right now that can impact yourself, your family, your teammates, your job, and this company?
We are relentless.